Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am starting a fun new series called the Linear series, which is really an ode to my favorite type of holo, which is linear holo. And this was also my introduction into holo as well. So I figured it might be fun to just go through my entire nail polish collection, which has grown substantially in the last few years, and then just do color specific linear holo videos. So we'll see how that turns out. I wanted to start with like silver linear holo, but when I pulled out all my silvers, I was like, oh, I got a lot of those. so let's start with something where I don't have quite as many. So we're starting off with pink linear holo. So now as we start off with pink linear holo, I do have 13 pink linear holos throughout my entire collection across multiple brands, and I am just doing linear holos, so I tried very hard to make sure that these do not contain any other things like flakies or multi-chromes. So I'm just trying to pick out just linear holos. And we're going to be going through the color spectrum of pink. I like to organize my polishes by brand, and then within each brand I break it down by color, and I always go from light to dark, which is what we're going to be doing as well. So let's get started.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words, no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words, no more, no. I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words, no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words, no more, no. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more, no, no. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know. And now, no words, no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. And now, no words, no more, no. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more, no, no. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more. We're done now, no words, no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams
So starting it off, we have SuperChic Lacquer with Rosebuddy. This is a really soft kind of baby pink, which I don't have a lot of this type of color in a linear holo, so I like this one quite a bit. And I do love the brush as well. It's a very nice wide brush. I guess if I had to pick between like a skinny brush and like a wide brush, I'd say I prefer a wide brush that is thin. And I mean like the depth of the brush, like the brush, because sometimes you have a brush that's wide, but the brush has a lot of bristles in it. So I want the brush to be thin and I want it to be wide. That's my favorite type of brush. This one is, it's wide, but it is a little bit of a deeper brush, but that's not a problem. So I like this brush a lot, but I just love this color. I think it's a really unique, beautiful, interesting color. And this is the lightest pink that I have. And then we're gonna keep it moving. And we're moving right along. Next we have ILNP, which is I Love Nail Polish, in case you don't know what that stands for. And we have Morning Rays. And we're keeping in line with those light color pinks right now. So I think the thing I like about this one so much is that it feels like the linear holo is in like a jelly base or more of a sheer base, because it's definitely very sheer upon first coat. And it's still pretty sheer on the second coat as well. You can still see that visible nail line. If that's, bothers you or you really want it to have full opacity, I think maybe like 3 or 4 coats or maybe thicker coats. I always tend to do thinner coats because it's a lot easier to control as opposed to doing like really thick coats. So I really like the sheerness of this. Like I like that you get the linear holo and you get the sheerness of it in the 2 coats, but you can always do a little bit more if you want that. And I forgot to mention this, but I am using the Holo Taco Peely base coat on all of my nails. It is my favorite peel off base coat. And I always forget to like keep track of what top coat I'm using. I recognize the brush, but I can't tell what brand it is offhand. It might be Moonshine Manny, that's one of my favorites, but I don't remember. All right, we're moving on to the next one. Alright, next up we have Enchanted Polish Rosebud. So now we're getting into these sort of mauvey, rosy, dusty, rosy kind of pinks, which I like a lot. And if you're not familiar with Enchanted Polish, they are an indie brand. Unfortunately, they did go out of business a couple years ago, but if you managed to get any polishes from them, let me know in the comments below. But I love this sort of color. I just think it's like a dusty rose kind of color, which lends itself really nicely to the linear holo. Linear holo does tend to show up better on dark colors, so it's a little bit more of a payoff when the color is darker, which is why I appreciate like the darker or more depth of shades of pink as well. This is also a skinnier brush as well, just because Enchanted bottles are a little bit on the smaller side. So if you are into like really nice skinny brushes, this is a really good quality skinny brush, and I don't mind it. Honestly, I do like wider brushes, but it also depends on what polish I'm using, what brand I'm using, the size of the bottles. Like all of those things affect whether or not I love the brush. And even though this is like a skinny brush, I still really like this brush. I think it works really well with this polish in particular. Next up, we have another entry from ILNP. This is Kiss and Tell. This is more of a medium pink, but it does look like it has a similar base to Morning Rays as well, which again, I like a lot. So this is kind of like a medium pink with maybe like a smidge of red undertones in that same sort of formula. So again, if you do really want full opacity, you will probably have to do 3 or 4 coats or just do a little bit of thicker coats. But I really like this shade of pink, and it does get deeper as you do more layers. Moving right along to Color Club, Trick of the Trade. I don't think I've featured any Color Club on my channel yet. I know I have in my Instagram, but on my channel, I don't think so. I would say Color Club is more of a, I have a whole system, but I consider it like a mainstream brand, which is like the next step up from the drugstore, easily accessible, able to be bought online or in store. They do sell Color Club in the drugstore too as well. But I think this is a very similar shade to Kiss and Tell, which is why it's right after it. It might have a smidge more red/orange in there to give it a little bit of a deeper color in terms of pink, but I think it is a really beautiful shade. I like the brush. I think it's a decent sized brush as well, and you get a really nice color payoff, and it is fully opaque in 2 coats. Next up, we have Tonic Polish Poison Rose, and this is also probably a first as well. I think this is probably the first time I've used tonic polish in one of my YouTube videos. So they are also an indie brand as well. They have a lot of fantastic polishes, so you should definitely check out their website. But this is, I'd say it's like a cross between that dusty mauve-y pink and a cross between the colors that we just saw, Trick of the Trade and Kiss and Tell. It's kind of like in between there, where it's like a medium mauve pink, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really love this color a lot. I also think this is a really decent brush, and it's just really beautiful when you put that second coat on there. Next, we have Different Dimension. We Could Be Heroes. Like I said, a lot of these use rose in the title, but I think this is such an interesting shade of pink. It's also one of those colors that you may think of it as purple. It's kind of like a lilac pink, if that makes sense. Like when I look at this color, it reminds me of lilac, which is purple, but it's also pink. So for me, it could be sort of like both. But when I looked at it in combination with all of the other pinks that I had, it just leans a lot more to the pink for me. I just think it reminds me of lilac. It's almost like a baby pink rose, if you will, with that linear holo mixed in there. And I think it is a really beautiful, gorgeous, and unique shade, and one that I definitely don't have. So it's great to have it in my collection. Next up, we have Holo Taco Pink Fizz, one of 2 holo tacos on this list. So this is a very nice and very beautiful light sort of baby pink. I just love this color so much. It's just a really beautiful color. I love the Holo Taco brushes. They have 2 different versions of brushes, and I think only their cremes come with the wide brush automatically, but you can buy the wide brush if you like it. And then all of the other polishes, all the effects polishes come with this sort of, I wouldn't even call it a skinny brush. I mean, it's not a wide brush. It's it's like a skinny wide to me. Like, it's not as skinny as Enchanted is, but it's definitely not like a full wide. It's like both. But I like this brush for the effects polishes, but I just love this color. It's just a beautiful, nice, medium pink, simple, straightforward. And next up we have Live Love Polish 2-piece. So Live Love Polish, they still exist. They were just rebranded as Mooncat. I think they did that at the beginning of this year. So if you're familiar with this brand or you like this polish, just know that the brand still exists under, it's just called Mooncat now. And they sell kind of similar types of polishes, different bottles and things like that. Their bottles are really small. So this is like a really skinny kind of stubby, well, not stubby, excuse me, a really skinny bottle with a really thin brush. So you may not like this brush, but this polish is really beautiful. It's a nice sort of medium pink linear holo. It's very straightforward, and I love this one as well. second entry from Live Love Polish, and this one is Private Cabana. So I included this one, but I definitely think this might lean to red for some people as well. I think it's sort of like a red pink. It's kind of more of like a coral. To me, I associate coral with being pink, which is why I included it with this one. But I think it's a really beautiful shade of coral pink, whatever you call it. And it has that same fantastic formula from Live Love Polish as well. Next up, we have SuperChic Lacquer Flutter, our second SuperChic. A lot of repeat brands in here. I do have some brands that I buy from a little bit more than others, but also I love pink, so like, what are you gonna do? But no, this one is a very similar color to Private Cabana. It is definitely more of like a coral pink, leaning a little bit to the red side, but I think it's a really beautiful shade, and I think it also looks really complimentary as well. Next up, we have Cupcake Lacquer, also making a debut to my YouTube channel with Chicago. This is a really beautiful kind of medium deep pink, almost bordering on hot pink, which we'll get into. Our last one is more of a hot pink, but I do think this is similar in shade, but maybe like a smidge darker than the last couple that we did with that beautiful linear holo formula. I just love linear holo because I feel like it's the most bang for your buck, if you know what I mean. Like, if you really love holo, it's definitely the most payoff, at least I feel like it is, which is probably why I love it so much, and I could just stare at my nails all day long when I paint them with linear holo. But certainly not least, we have Holo Taco Hotwire Pink, our second entry from Holo Taco, and definitely the darkest pink that I own, at least that's just in the linear Holo formula. Linear Holo formula. Said that wrong. But I love this formula. I think it's very smooth. It layers very nicely. And if you really wanted to, I feel like with this shade in particular, you could just rock one coat if you wanted to. It's fully opaque in one coat, but I always do two coats, just kind of a force of habit, even if it is opaque in one. I love to do two coats. So I think this shade is so beautiful, and I honestly can't pick a favorite. I kind of like them all. That's my problem. It's like somebody tells me, pick your favorite. I'm like, I mean, I could give you a top 5, but like I can't pick just one. I really hope you guys liked this video. I had so much fun making it, and I am going to be going through all of the color spectrum with the linear holos, so keep an eye out. If you do like this video and you want to see your favorite color, just know that I am working on your favorite color. The next two that I'm probably going to be doing are going to be red and orange, so keep an eye out for those two. And if you do like this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see full swatches of all of these colors, check out my Instagram as well, and that will all be in the description below, as well as descriptions of all the polishes as well if you want to know that. And before you go, check out some of that peel porn. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you later. Bye.